So, despite the fact that on apparent live TV, Anarchy has met his demise, Taker has at this point reached the spot in paranoia where he still doesn't believe he is dead.
There were 3 people in that room. 1 went out the window. 2 walked out. He took pictures of the other 2. He's been looking for the 3rd one.
Okay, just to be safe.
Yup, he's not sure which one was actually Anarchy. He's killing that one to make sure.
And you're referring to the first time we encountered
Anarchy. Yes.
Which is before Bloody Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been hunting for that guy ever since.
Can someone describe what happened the first time we met Anarchy?
So ORC, the Orcs' Rights Commission, had hired you guys to take out the radical Orc rights, we'll call it a terrorist, Anarchy.
So it was Artemis, Apollo, Negrescu, and Taker on that mission. And they go into the Orc underground and find... They had a general gist of where he was. It was basically one of the cities in Judge Dredd. Like, it was just a huge fucking building that just had, like, layers upon layers of itself, of just apartments and people and all of that. And he was at the very tippy top, is what we found out.
And we pretty much just sieged it. Like, we got in covertly enough due to Apollo playing dead.
Right. Well, Taker killed Apollo. Apollo did his little shtick to play dead. Also, you were playing dead on top of me. And you were just kind of goopy in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's how we got in, and we bypassed a huge chunk of it, which, good lord, thank God. Mm-hmm. And then once we got up there, we basically just laid waste to everything that was up there. There were a couple of Orkies that were really strung out on, like, K10, yes. I want to say it was.
It was K10.
And they were not happy. K10 is a really hardcore... It's like kamikaze. It's a combat drug, and it made them fucking brick shit houses, and we almost died, fam.
Yes. Yeah. K10, in fact, actually stands for Kamikaze 10.
Yeah.
It's, I believe, an awakened version of Kamikaze.
Yeah. So,
after we take them out,
we go into the place, and there's 3 orcs there. One is saying that he's Anarchy, and the other 2 are, they look like scientist-y people?
Or they're his minions, or they assisted him in some way. Yes. But he bargained for their lives.
Yeah, he bargained for their lives so that he wouldn't fight if we let them go. Taker took pictures of them, and they left, and he... Did he just throw himself out the window, or did we shoot the fuck out of him?
He threw his jacket out the window, gave a small monologue, and then you shot him out the window with it.
Yeah, we shot his radio so he couldn't monologue to everybody in the room, too.
Yeah, so he fell, he died, we got paid, and we moved on. Or did we?
Or did we? Ba ba ba.
And then we talked about the 2, half of the mission, or half of the people on the mission, Negrescu and Taker. But then we haven't met Apollo and Artemis.
No, and they're really the best part of all of this.
They
perfectly honest.
You want to take this, bro? You want to start?
Yeah, Apollo is well, okay. Let me start by saying that without Artemis, there is no Apollo.
True. Two halves of one coin.
Exactly. Apollo is, oh my god, he is a fuck boy. So they're both elves, and they're Greek, so they have like that swarthy tone to them. And Apollo is he is a very, very good-looking man, and that is without an ounce of ego that he will call himself a handsome man, because, I mean, just look at him. Even the most straight man in the world will say, damn, look at that boy. It's just true.
It's just true.
It's just true. He and his sister are a pair of runners. It's a little bit of Beauty and the Beast kind of thing going on.
Yes.
Apollo is the one that goes in, he cases the joint, he talks his way through, he'll butter everything up, and then Artemis is really the one that goes in and fucks everything up afterwards.
True.
And when Apollo's mouth writes a check that his fist can't cash, Artemis is there to bail him out of that kind of trouble.
Very true.
Yeah, they're adepts. He uses his magic, his innate magic, to just schmooze and charm and get into pants, and he's also very good at investigation-y stuff, which never really came up in the last mission that he was in.
No, we didn't have to discover a lot of things in that mission.
But like he's got whip smart memory. He can play dead like the best of them. When he sees a room, he can just envision it again and break it down to the very last thing. So he's really the best person to case joints and do layouts and stuff. So y'all can just go in and do your brutish stuff. He really just attached himself to his Greek counterpart. He knows a shit ton about Greek mythology, and when he needs to distract people, he just starts on with that. And a little bit of his magic helps people get enthralled with it, but he's just a really good storyteller, per the name.
Right.
Yeah, but since that mission, I imagine that Artemis and Apollo have been kind of just doing their own thing for a while, doing small runs, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Artemis has been... Well, I'll explain Artemis a little bit. She's not... if you were to look at the two of them standing next to each other, Apollo is obviously the sun, and she is very clearly the moon. Not shiny and bright and golden, wiry, athletic build, very beautiful tan Greek skin, nice hair, but nothing. She's plain in comparison. Maybe not so much in looks. She's definitely still conventionally attractive, but the combination of lack of effort put into it combined with a complete disregard for what her features do for her or her general care about her appearance. She always looks clean, but she doesn't have the confidence to light up a room in the way that Apollo does. Although she would still be pretty enough, I suppose. But doesn't very quiet, lets Apollo do a lot of the talking. People have been on week-long jobs with her and heard 3 words out of her mouth, and they're usually some kind of victory yell upon her latest kill. She's ruthless, a real hunter. Definitely likes to play with her food, and downright cold, but the one person she actually cares about is her brother, and will kill anybody that gets in her way. Or his way.
Yeah, his way. His way.
Uh-huh. In the way of the things that are meant to be for him, and that's her. By the way, they fuck.
Wow. I think we kind of buried the lead with that one. Yeah, they do bang. They do bang a lot. And Apollo is very, very promiscuous, but his heart lies with his sister.
Yes. Meanwhile, she's pathetically in love with him, and he knows it and loves it. And everyone else thinks it's the weirdest thing in the world.
See, now I always thought that you guys kind of danced around it, in that it was hinted at that because they're so close, there must be some kind of like sexual aspect to their relationship.
Yeah.
I didn't think Apollo and Artemis literally made the beast with 2 backs.
Nope, they're Lannisters.
Oh yeah. Okay. They actually have sex. There's a long and complicated history that led to this. A bad childhood.
Very bad childhood. I mean, we have a vendetta to prove because of it.
We do. It's definitely weird, and I wouldn't say that people know, but everybody thinks they're weirdly close.
Yeah, like
very
they don't,
codependent.
They do not just go out and be like, "Hey, by the way, I got laid."
So everyone who meets you is operating off the same assumption that I was.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that it's weirdly codependent and close, but not a relationship by any means. But also, a lot of people probably wouldn't notice because they don't know Apollo well enough. They wouldn't notice that he actually is as,
Yeah, he is as hard as in love as she is with him, he is with her, but he handles it better. Mm-hmm. He handles his emotions a little bit better than she does.
Yeah. When Artemis and Apollo, I imagine we find out about it on the news, wouldn't we? By seeing something from Anarchy, or would it be a call from
the broadcast?
While you're doing your thing with Thanos, I had already, after the present had been dropped off, you would have had a shadow, a cat-like shadow following you, maybe popping up every once in a while in a cafe or something like that for a few days, just kind of leaving little, not bodies so much, but perhaps an earring, a necklace, or something like
I
that.
can tell you right now, he saved all these balls.
Oh, of course. Of
These
course.
are incredibly meaningful to him.
Mhm. And I will also note, she does, during these times, she does not tell Apollo where she goes. I know.
Oh.
Keeping secrets.
I know.
That's not good for
It
relationships.
really happens this way. But I said that to make sure that I don't think I would have been there for the finger thing or anything like that. But if you were also clearly following Thanos, that would have meant that she would have kind of by association have at least been around that area as well. That's what we've been doing.
I mean,
Artemis and Negrescu got along very well last time they were together.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really kindred spirits, to be very honest.
And I'm gonna say, you know, Negrescu has been very much in his own head recently, so he hasn't necessarily responded to any of your messages. But I think he's trying to figure out the right way to respond. So he's thinking about it. He hasn't ignored it, but there's been no response yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
What have you two been up to since the actual last time we met?
Oh, I mean,
I imagine just freelance
Con
wetworks
jobs.
missions. Yeah,
Con
con
jobs.
jobs and wetworks missions are mostly our.
MO.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you had mentioned a couple small runs.
yeah. Apollo likes to. He loves stories and he loves crafting stories. So his con jobs always get really, really intricate and way too much for the prize that they're going to win at the end. But he just loves it. And the wetworks missions, I'm sure, drag on longer than they really have to.
But who's to really judge on that?
No, and that's the thing. He makes his missions go on really long, but the wetworks missions go on longer than they really have to because you're having your fun. He has his fun.
Yeah.
Like they have their wheelhouses, and I'm sure Artemis has enjoyed killing her brother on one of his cons.
Oh yeah, that's always her favorite game is how theatrically. Maybe they even have a point system, like for as many spectators as they can get to crowd around the body, there's a certain number of points. Do they seem disgusted? Do they seem confused? What's the general emotion?
How many people puke?
Right, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always said that, you know, if you enjoy what you do, then you never work a day in your life.
And that's the God's honest truth.
Yeah, like
Except the days where I have to pretend to be a jewelry appraiser's assistant for 6 hours. And that's murder.
well, you just have to sit there and don't say anything, honey.
That's all I do all the time.
Yeah, so really, what's the difference? You're just wearing something pretty for once.
Wearing something impractical. And fuck you, also.
It flatters your figure. Like, God, does it kill you to look nice every now and then?
Oh.
Like
She just kind of fidgets at it and is very clearly thinking about who the first person in this room she's going to kill once she gets out of here.
While you're in the Orc Underground, you will constantly hear of Anarchy, as if he's never left. They don't even acknowledge the Channel 5 siege. As you wander the Orc Underground, attempting to be incognito and watching out for anything you could find as far as a lead goes, you thought there'd be more of a hubbub about Channel 5? The common belief is that it's a movie.
it's a movie.
Yeah. The common belief in the Orc Underground was that Channel 5 was a stunt. It's not real. Because Anarchy wasn't up there.
His fight is down here with
Exactly.
us.
Exactly.
He represents the people.
Yeah. He's not going to assault a news station in Seattle. That has nothing to do with his struggle. Why would he be there? It's just the man trying to bash down on orc rights again. This is orc-exploitation.
That's so great.
Somewhere in
Think about it. There was a huge police turnout. Somehow the poor Orc Rights Commission got big Sturm wagons to fire at the police, and they had to be saved by Shadowrunners? What is this? That's not real. That is a movie.